Hey, welcome to the live. Nobody's here. Oh, wait, there's two people here. Hey. I'm gonna wait a second for some more people to come in. I hope you can hear me. I'm gonna put this on. Hi. Hey, SH. Welcome to the live. Thanks for tuning in. I'm about to tell y'all about the time I almost had my baby in the car. Right? He's okay. Let me just wait. I'm gonna wait just like maybe 2 more minutes. Actually, 1 minute for more people to come in, and then I'm just gonna start. While I wait, I can show you this cutie pie right here. Say hey! Say hey! Welcome to the live. We live. I hope I'm not super loud. If I'm too loud in this mic, let me know, and I'll take it off. Just let me know in the comments. Hello. Hello. All right, just a few seconds. Oh, don't hurt your teeth, boy. All right, I guess he's probably gonna sit here with me. No, don't spill my water now. All right. All right, I'm gonna just get started, and hopefully more people will come in, or they'll just watch the replay. All right, so the time I almost had a baby in the car. So it was this baby, by the way. I almost had my sweet little baby boy in the car, and I didn't even know that I was about to have him in the car. So I'm going to start from the beginning, and let's get into it. So rewind back to maybe when I was 7 months pregnant. When I was 7 months pregnant, I was having a lot of you know what? Let's go all the way back to last July, or the July before that. Not last July, 2 Julys ago, when I did my gender reveal video. If you haven't seen that, it's on my channel. So the day before that gender reveal, when I found out the gender in a little envelope, I also found out I had placenta previa. And that's when your placenta is covering your cervix. So you cannot birth the baby vaginally unless it moves. So I was super bummed about that. They put me on pelvic rest. I couldn't do much. A few weeks later, it still didn't move. So I couldn't pick up my daughter, who was 1 at the time. I had to put her in a toddler bed because I couldn't put her in and out of the crib. She wasn't in the high chair anymore, which was a disaster because she was only like a year and a half at the time. But so that was going on throughout my entire pregnancy, to the point that they thought that I was going to need a C-section. Yeah. Yeah. They thought I was going to need a C-section. And then lo and behold, when I was like 36 and a half weeks pregnant, the placenta moved. Boy, can you stop trying to knock over my computer? You trying to be a star? Yeah, so what was I saying? The placenta previa. Yeah, so it moved. Yeah, the placenta moved. Jesus. The placenta moved and everything was good. We're like, yay, we can have a regular birth. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I started to have a lot of false labor. And this is my fourth. This is my fourth child. So like I know what Braxton Hicks feels like, and I know like when you get those the false contractions and all that stuff. But it was real. Like I was getting false labor for about 6 weeks. So to the point that I had to time the contractions. I thought I was going into early labor. I thought I was in labor multiple times, and I'm an experienced laborer, so I should know if I'm going into labor. So it turns out, all right, I have to put you down because I think you're loud in the microphone. All right, where's your water? Hold on, y'all. Here, here. All right. So anyway, I was getting false labor for weeks. So when the real thing started to happen, I was not sure I was in labor, which is crazy for it to be my fourth baby. I should know I'm in labor, but I was not sure I was in labor for hours. So what happened was I had a doctor's appointment December 26th. I went in, he checked me. I was 39 weeks. Now at this point, that's the longest I've ever been pregnant because all three of my daughters came at 37 weeks. So I'm just like, yo, get this baby out. So I was 39 weeks, and then I researched a membrane sweep. So if they like do a little membrane sweep up there, if you are ready to actually go into labor, it'll trigger labor. So I asked him to do a membrane sweep. He was like, "Oh, I already did," which he didn't even ask if I wanted one. He just decided to just do one. But he did the membrane sweep. I was like, "All right." So I went home around 9 p.m. So it's like 4 hours after my appointment, around 9 p.m. I started to get some cramping, some aching, and I just was like, it's that false labor again, because this false labor been getting at me for 6 weeks now. So then it's like, that's 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm kind of rocking. I called Chris. I'm just like, yo, I don't know if I'm in labor or not, but I'm just letting you know you need to come home. So he comes home and it's not increasing. It's nothing, like I'm not even timing the contractions. And then suddenly it's now 11:30 p.m. And then suddenly they're like, boom, boom, contraction, contraction, contraction. And it was painful. The worst contractions I've had in all my pregnancies. So, I knew he was going to come quicker than my other babies just because each one of them came a little faster. The first one was like 20 something hours, and then it dropped down to 7 hours, and then 5 hours, and then this one, which was actually like 4.5 hours. So stop. So 11:30, I kind of took a shower, tried to labor a little bit in the shower, which I usually do because I don't want to be. You're being fresh. I don't want to be stuck in a hospital bed forever, once the IVs are on you. So I labored a little bit at home. And then soon after I got into that shower, I was just like, no, 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 no. We need to go. And at this point, it's, come on now. I never do a live. And now is when you want to cry? Jeez. Come on. All right, come. You chilling? Chill. All right, so it's now around midnight, and we are 40 minutes away from the hospital, and we had the three girls that we had to. Hey, Tiffy B. We had the three girls that we had to bring to a family member's house so we can go to the hospital. We're not bringing them to the hospital. So we had to get them out of bed, Chris had to get them out of bed and get them ready to get out of there while I was like in excruciating pain. And then once we got into the car, we had to stop for gas, which was insane because I never have gas in my car. And he always gets on me about that. I never have gas in my car. What are you doing? Um, so we had to stop for gas while I'm in labor, which I think happened with 2 pregnancies. And then we're driving now. And I told you it's like 40 minute drive. So we had to drive to the family member's house and drop the kids off first. And when we're almost at the family member's house, I started to have the chills, the shivers. Like I'm like shaking uncontrollably. And if you've ever had a baby before, that's like that transitional period where you're transitioning to get into active labor when you're like almost ready to push pretty much. And at that point we were like 10 minutes away from the hospital. So we go, we drop the kids off. Everybody's like, hey, while I'm in the car. And I'm just like, don't talk to me right now. So we drop the kids off and then we head to the hospital. And on the way, I'm just getting in more and more pain and I'm shaking and shaking uncontrollably. So when we get there, we park up and then I couldn't get out the car. I just was like, yo, I can't stand up because I felt the urge to push while I was in the car. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like we need to get to the door or get to the emergency room door so we can get me a wheelchair so we can now run across. um I know it was crazy. So I was shaking in the car. So like baby's coming. So I'm telling Chris like, yo, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like I hope you've been watching Grey's Anatomy or you've been watching something and you know how to deliver a baby because I don't know if we're gonna make it inside. So I was almost at the point that I was telling him to gonna tell him to run inside and get somebody to come outside to the car and like deliver me in the car because I didn't feel like I could get up. But something in me helped me suck that baby back in, and we were able to get me inside into the wheelchair. And then he like quickly. So then he like, I know if you watch Grey's Anatomy, you're like pretty much a doctor. You're a surgeon, like so I'm just saying. So um he's pushing me across and then I get to like check in. Like, don't you these I appreciate the nurses and the hospital staff and everybody. I know they need to do their job. But when you are in labor and you are like about to have the baby drop out onto the ground, don't stop me and ask me a million questions before you even let me in the door. Like I'm clearly in active labor. It's not false labor. I'm not like not sure. Like you can look at me and you can tell that I am about to have a baby right here, right now, right now. So they're stopped. They're asking me questions. They're asking Chris questions. And I got to a point that I didn't even answer. I just looked at her and then I looked down like, mm, 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 mm. So um, after I looked away and I just was like, I'm not answering any more questions. Chris answered the best he can. Um, and then this is the second time I got to the hospital, and it's the same hospital I deliver all 4 kids at. It's the second time I got to the hospital, and even though I pre-registered, they didn't have my paperwork. So they're like, all right, you know what? She looks like she's in pain. Let's get her inside. I'm like, yeah. So they get me inside. They were like they tried to like check my weight on the scale. I can't even stand up. She asked me to come out the wheelchair to go on the scale. I was like, no. Like, and I told them as soon as I went in there, the baby's coming out. You never do this. You never do this. What do you want from my life to make you happy? You want the remote? Yeah. Yeah, boy. Um, so yeah, I go inside and then after I refuse to get up to go on the scale, they're like, you know what, get her into triage, get her into triage. So so I go into triage and they're like, okay, I need you to get up out the wheelchair. You have to try to walk, get out of the wheelchair, go in the bathroom and pee in a cup. So I'm like, are they serious right now? They're like, we need to check if you're really in labor. You look like you are, but I need you to go pee in the cup. So I go in the bathroom. to go pee in the cup. Sorry, TMI, but I had to pee in the cup. And I went to like squat down to pee in the cup, and I swear I think his head started to come out. And I just started to scream. Yo, I was like, he's coming out. Help! And I hear Chris like, no, no, go get her, go get her, go get her. And they come, and I'm like at the door, like my shorts aren't even up. And I'm just like, his head's coming out, he's coming out, he's coming out, he's coming out. So then um they're like, all right, I guess you're in active labor. You guess I'm an active labor. Okay. So they like pick me up and put me into the chair, and then they're like not running but quickly taking me to a labor and delivery room. So I get to the labor and delivery room, and I can't get out the chair. Like I can't get out the wheelchair. I'm not in a gown. I'm still in my clothes because like the baby's about to come out. So I take they have to lift me up and put me into the bed. And while I'm like about to have a baby, they're like taking my shorts off and putting a gown on me. Why do I need to wear a gown? Like, come on. Like, we're past that part. Like, we missed that. So they're taking my shorts off. You okay? They're putting the gown on me, and I'm just like, oh, the baby's coming up. I need to push. And if you ever been to that point, well, I know for me, my body starts to push on its own. Like it gets to a point that it's just like push, push, and your body's pushing even when you're not trying to push. It's just like, and my body was doing that as soon as they got me on the bed. So I'm just like, yo, the baby's coming out, and I'm screaming, and I'm trying. I'm a G. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a G. It's how it's how I be. you know. So I was G'd up, and I wasn't screaming like that, but I was screaming like that. So they um they get me on the bed. I start like pushing, like as soon as I get on the bed, and they're like, "You have to wait for the doctor." I'm like, "This baby's coming out." So I'm pushing, and they're like, "All right." So they're suiting up real quick, and they're just like, all right, somebody call the doctor, tell them to come in here now. And then there's like 6 nurses in the room now. They're all suiting up like, I guess we gotta deliver a baby. And I'm thinking like, I hope you delivered a baby before, because it's about to go down. So I am like ready. I'm trying to push, and they'll tell me, don't push yet, don't push yet. While all of this is happening, there's a nurse on my right side. Is it my right side? Yes, there's a nurse on my right side trying to put an IV in my arm. Now, my entire life, I was screaming. My entire life, I have a vein right here. You could probably even see it. It pops out. It's like it protrudes through my skin. That is where my IVs, my blood gets taken, everything. She's trying to do there while I'm pushing. She's trying to do that while I'm pushing. So I'm like, yo, it's the other side. She tried 4 times. If I was counting correctly, I was in labor, but no less than 3 times to shove the needle in my arm on this side. And then Chris started to tell her, like, no, it's the other side. It's the other side. And I was about to fight her because I'm just like, why are you trying to stick a needle in my arm while I am pushing out a baby? A big baby, my biggest baby, okay? He was 8 pounds, 3 ounces. My girls were all 6 pounds. I was not playing, okay? You don't try to stick a needle in my arm while I'm trying to push this bowling ball, you know? Is it your right side? Yeah, they was on my right side, and I was telling them to come on my left side. But she kept trying on my right side. I'm just like, so anyway, I'm pushing, and I think it it took me maybe 4 or 5 pushes because as I said, I'm a G. So I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. So I pushed him out, but he was big. So it wasn't as quick as I would have wanted, but I pushed him out, whatever. Oh, so my water didn't break yet. So I'm like, my legs are up, and as soon as I open my legs, the water explodes on all of them, and they all go ah and jump back. Like you would never had some amniotic fluid on you before. Aren't you in labor and delivery? But what killed me is that some of the fluid got on his lip, I think. And then they were like, well, it's your baby. I don't think he liked that much. But anyway, um, what happened, Zach? Zach came out, and then after he comes out, the lady puts the IV in my arm on the left side, like I told her. And do you know what she said to me? She said, "There, are you happy now?" I just pushed a baby out. She's lucky. I was exhausted. And I just pushed the baby out, and I'm feeling all the happiness and all that bliss and my gorgeous son. I finally have a son, and he's beautiful and he's healthy and he's big. Because if I didn't feel that way, and it was like a quick 1, 2, 3, 6 pound baby, wham, bam, boom, thank you, ma'am, I'm not hurting that much. She would have got snatched. Exactly, she would have got snatched. She would have got snatched. And I think Chris kind of intervened because I was like, excuse me, excuse me, um, but yeah. So that's it. Then I had my beautiful baby boy, and now he is hungry. Hi, hi. And now he is 14 months, and he's gorgeous. And you clapping? You showing all your tricks? You show this one? Whoa, 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 whoa. That trick? No? You waving? Say hi. Yeah, so um my baby boy was born. We were very happy. And but I never forgot that nurse. I never forgot the nurse. And this is not the first nurse. One of the and we were telling them as soon as they came in, like Chris was like, "Oh, she has babies quickly. Like she has babies quickly. You need to get her in." And they're like, "Yes, sir. I know, sir, but we need to check her." I guess you didn't get. Basically, they told me that the computer was still starting up. The computer was still starting up, and the computer had not been on for even 10 minutes before I had the baby. So that's how quickly all this big story, it happened within like 10 minutes of me being in the room, yo. He was born within 10 minutes of me being in the room. He was born with less than an hour. Can I finish? I'm almost done. Lord. He was born within less than an hour of us getting to the hospital. Okay. And I think it's because I was crossing my legs and holding him in, because I was fully dilated when I got there. And he was trying to come out in the toilet. He was trying to come out in the car. The doctor didn't make it. The doctor came after the baby was born. And I hadn't been on the monitor. They set me up. They gave me Pitocin after I had him. Not sure why. They said it would help with yo. Yes, hashtag mom life. I had a nurse tell his father to show me a pic of my son while she was holding him. What? Really? Yo. They're wilding. They're wilding. Like it's her baby. Like, you got a baby. I hope y'all can hear me, yo. Yeah, so that was it pretty much. He was born. Never forgot that nurse. I wish I knew what she looked like to make sure I never go back. But I don't plan on having any more babies. So anyway, I have to go now. Thank you so much for watching my live. This is my first live. I could do live story time or tea or something if you enjoy. If you missed this live and you're watching it later, please comment down below. Let me know what you think about that nurse because she was tripping and if you would have snatched her or not. He wants his chicken nuggets. You want them chicken nanas? You want the chicken nuggets? Anyway. Yes, that's crazy. Anyway, thank you for watching my live. I need to go because mom life is getting real right now. I bribed the other three to stay upstairs, but he wants some yeah, he wants some milk. Exactly. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching. Um, I really appreciate it. If you like this live, let me know. I could do more lives. It's actually easier than me. It's actually easier than me record. Actually, easier than me recording and editing. All right. Right before we go, I think he wants to wear these. All right. All right. Say bye. Say bye bye. All right. Bye. All right. Bye.